I want to come on this live and talk to y'all. If you have questions, you're welcome to ask. I'm not going to be on here long. Waiting for y'all to come on my live. It's like every time I go live, I gain some subs. So anybody out there that's new, you're welcome to come on my live and join. If you're not a subscriber, you still welcome to come and join. Just want to see who's going to come on here. Because every time I do live, it's not many people coming on. Guys, you need to come on my live. Don't worry about the noise in the background. It's music. Somebody's playing music. Hopefully I don't get copyright strikes on my live, because that will not be a good thing, because I don't want no copyright strikes on my YouTube channel. Hi, Anna. 19 people. Yes, I see you, Anna. I'm watching James YouTube on my TV. Alex, Alex, hi. No, I'm watching a YouTube channel. His name is Michael Boror Bordora something. I hope so too, Alex. Yes, I'm good, James. I want to thank y'all for coming on my live. I was just sitting here waiting and see who was going to come on live. How was your day today? What y'all doing now? Do any of y'all watch YouTube, and what's your favorite channel to watch on YouTube? Put it in the chat. It's a beautiful scene. I'm sitting here still watching YouTube, a YouTube video on YouTube. You know what? I have a taste for pancakes. I want to get 2,000 people on this live, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right, I'm getting off of here, y'all. Bye.